All right, we're going to say shalom. Shalom, family and friends, brothers and sisters. Once again, I want to say shalom to the fam, brothers and sisters. Once again, I'm Shabar Israel, bringing you the truth on today concerning Solid Foundation, Israelite Academy. I'm just going to be coming from out the head, man. Ain't no certain topic of discussion. I'm just going to be coming out the head and basically grab what you can grab, man. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, Native Americans, you are the Israelites, according to the Bible, and just grab what you can grab, man. I'm coming straight from the head, so we're going to need a Bible. We're going to need a Bible, King James, that is. And if you want to take notes, you can take notes. So we're just going to flow in the spirit, and I'm coming straight from the top of the head, man. So let's go into the Bible. Let's see what we can find here, all right? So I want to deal with St. John. So we're going to start off in the book of St. John, chapter 10, verse 11. So this is St. John, chapter 10, verse 11, in the King James Bible, all right? Which is in the New Testament, okay? This is one of the Gospels. St. John 10 and 11. And this is what it reads. It says, I'm the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. So who is the good shepherd? The good shepherd is talking about the Son of God, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, who we better yet know as Yahweh-Shai, all right? Okay, Yahweh-Shai, the black Messiah. So this is who is speaking in John chapter 10, verse 11, when he says that he's the good shepherd. It's the black Messiah, man, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ, better yet known as Yahweh-Shai, all right? Okay. John 10, verse 11. I'm the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. So it pretty much tells you right there who the Messiah died for, man. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty much straight up. Says that the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. Okay, we know, many may not know of this, but the conscious Israelite brothers and sisters, we know that the sheep is talking about the house of Israel, right? So when the good shepherd gave his life, he gave it for the sheep. He gave it for the 12 tribes, man. All right? Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans. That's who the Messiah gave his life for. That's the sacrifice, man. Concerning the 12 tribes. Blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, which makes up the whole house of Israel, man. All right? Okay? So, John 10 and 11 says the good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. That's Israel. Now, how we know that the sheep is Israel? Because we have a lot of brothers and sisters that have a misconception of saying that anyone can be a sheep of the Bible. Anyone can be a sheep. It don't matter if you're an Israelite or not. It don't matter if you black, Hispanic, Native American descent. Anyone can be a sheep, but that's not true. All right? Because we have 18 nations in the earth. We have 18 nations in the earth. One of the nations is the chosen people, which are the Israelites, and the other 17 nations is the heathen or the Gentiles. So it's 18 nations total. But the chosen nation is the nation of Israel. So since we the chosen nation, blacks, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, since we the chosen being the nation of Israel, that will leave us with 17 more nations, since it's 18 total. The other 17 nations outside the house of Israel, they are not known as sheep, okay? I just want to clear that up. They are known as heathens, or better yet, Gentiles, okay? But many religious institutions and organizations, they want to insist on anyone in the Bible can be a sheep. But that's not true. Because in order for you to be qualified as a sheep, you must be a descendant of Jacob, man. You got to be a descendant of the nation of Israel. You got to be a descendant of Israel, which was Jacob, in order to be classified as a sheep. And we're going to show you this easily. So when you go into like Jeremiah the 50th chapter, right? You're going into Jeremiah the 50th chapter because in order to get certain answers to the New Testament, you got to go back into the Old Testament. Because the Old Testament, you know, that's history. that points towards the New Testament. So we got to go back into the Old Testament to see who are counted as the sheep. So let's go to Jeremiah 50, verse 17. I think I did this video already, but I'll do it again. Jeremiah 50, verse 17. And let's see who those sheep are. Jeremiah 50 and 17, it says, Israel is a scattered sheep. So the scattered sheep are the Israelites. The lions have driven them away, which are the other nations. First, the king of Assyria, which was King Shalmaneser, he drove them away, and he had devoured them. And last, this Nebuchadnezzar, which was the king of Babylon, the Cushites of Babylon, have broken his bones. So we can see in Jeremiah the 50th chapter, verse 17, Israel is a scattered sheep. You can back up, and you can look at Jeremiah 50, verse 6. So let's take a look at Jeremiah the 50th chapter, verse 6. It says, my people have been lost sheep. So Jeremiah says, if anybody lost, it's his people. He said his people have been lost sheep. Who is Jeremiah talking about? He's talking about the nation of Israel, which are blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the here and now. So my people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. The shepherds of today will be your pastors that are not giving you the legitimate truth and teaching you lies in these Christian churches and causing a lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, which are the sheep, to stray away, man, because they're not feeding them with proper correction. So Jeremiah 50 verse 6 says, my people have been lost sheep. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, we are lost in the sauce. We don't know who we are. We don't know our nationality, our heritage, none of that. We don't even know our God. We don't know what it takes to be qualified, to be accepted in the kingdom. We don't know nothing over here in Babylon, this lost, forgotten land, man. We don't know anything because we're lost, man. So Jeremiah 50 verse 6, it says, my people. Everybody in the Bible was not classified as the Most High's people, especially not the heathens and the Gentiles. So you automatically know this is a red flag to let you see that this is talking about the chosen, the nation of Israel, man. My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds, which are the pastors, so-called pastors of today, they're supposed to be feeding us with the correction and the scriptures, right, have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. So as we can see, when we started off in John chapter 10, verse 11, it was talking about how the Messiah, which is the black Messiah, because you've been given a white Messiah today, which is not the correct Messiah of the Bible, but the black Messiah, right? Which we know as Yahweh Shai, who they ignorantly call Jesus Christ. He tells you in John 10 and 11 exactly who he died for, exactly who he sacrificed his life for. So let's go back again, John 10 and 11. All right? And so now it will add up because we gave you, we went back into the Old Testament and dealt with Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 6 and verse 17 to show you who are those sheep that's listed in the New Testament, in the scriptures. So John 10 and 11, all right? John 10 and 11. I am the good shepherd. This is what the Messiah says. I'm the good shepherd. The good shepherd giveth his life for the sheep. So who he gave his life for? He gave his life for the sheep, which are who? The nation of Israel, exactly. John 10, verse 12. But he that is a hireling and not the shepherd, whose own the sheep are not, seeth the wolf coming, and leaveth the sheep, and flees. And the wolf catches them, and scattereth the sheep. So he that is a hireling is a substitution of somebody that don't really care about, the flock, but they just been paid off to come in and supposedly be this leader. You know what I'm saying? They've been paid off to come in and supposedly be this this teacher, but they only doing it for hire. And I'm pretty sure you know who those are of today. All right? He sees the wolf coming and he leaves the sheep. You see? John 10 and 13, the hireling flees, but he is an hireling, and he cared not for the sheep. See that? All right. John 10 and 14, I am the good shepherd, and I know my sheep, and I'm known of mine. So the sheep is the house of Israel, man. All right. pretty much that's kind of like, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of like self-explanatory. Says, and other sheep I have which is not of this fold, because remember that the nation of Israel split up into two kingdoms. All right, you had the nation of Israel that split into two kingdoms, you know, as a result of what Solomon did. So the nation of Israel split into two kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom of Israel, and you had the southern kingdom of Israel. The northern kingdom of Israel became who you know in the New Testament. They became lost sheep, which are Israelite strangers. Better yet, it's Israelite foreigners or Gentiles in the New Testament. And those are the other sheep that was not of the fold that he had to redeem to make one nation again concerning the whole house of Israel, the 12 tribes. All right.